I've got so many words, they don't fit in my mouth, and they keep falling out at the wrong time and place. Babbling brooks of linguistic waves flow, citations from books and misquoted prose, and that's all very well, till I need only one. The right homophone or particular phrase, it clings to my tongue, till the moment is gone. And sadly I mourn my inept lexicon. Still, I'll tell you the words of the most obscure songs, but I'll go on too long, and I'll see your eyes glaze. I'll continue, unfazed, and you won't get me down, because there's never a frown when you know lots of nouns. As Mark pointed out before, I don't usually have any pieces of paper at all, and the reason I do tonight is because I have a recurring illness called uncompensated labyrinthitis. Try saying that quickly. And it's playing up like nobody's business at the minute, and it can affect my memory as well. And the best way to describe it is like this. Dizzy, fizzy, with drunken gait, this teetotal teetering carries me straight into wobbly worlds of marshmallow streets, of clumsy clarity and out of time. Beats. Tumbling, stumbling, my head unwinds and mumbled mutterings clutter my mind and crumble down to my jellied feet in blurry and hazy and wavy retreat. Uneasy, queasy, with cotton wool head, this viral spiralling fills me with dread, clouded and shrouded. My world is unreal, unbalanced, off kilter, and on an odd keel. There is nothing to fear but fear itself, is what I was told as a child, though I don't recall if it was Roosevelt or possibly Oscar Wilde who originally penned that memorable phrase. But whoever it was, they were wrong, because I looked up phobias on Google today and I got a list half a mile long. I discovered there's a fear of thinking. It's amazing what gives folk a fright. Dipsophobics are frightened of drinking, but I bet there's none of them here tonight. Metrophobia is not, as you may have assumed, the fear of underground trains or of men who are meticulously groomed and ever so slightly vain, but the fear of poetry, rhyme and verse. So I do hope that none of you suffer from this unfortunate literary curse, because it would make tonight a lot tougher. There's some scared of air, though that one's quite rare, and those who are frightened of chopsticks. There's others terrified of being scared. Those people are called phobophobics. I found too many fears to mention them here, but the one that I thought most absurd is hippopotamonstrous esquipedaliophobia. That's the name for the fear of long words. This is actually the first poem I ever wrote when I decided to start doing this, so I've done it many, many times, but I still like it, so I'm going to do it again. And obviously moths are underrepresented in poetry, so I feel like I should represent the moth. This is Monty. They swooped and they flapped in haphazard formation, an aerial show but without syncopation. They darted and danced in the bright burning lights, their flickering shadows disturbing the night. All except one, who slipped off all alone, a fella named Monty, who solved monochrome. He found a dark corner down next to the floor and he hid in a crack in the frame of the door. He sat and he pondered and worried and stressed. He thought a bit more and then had a rest. His friends didn't get it, it just wasn't right for a moth to crave darkness and hide from the light. But Monty was special, and I'll tell you all why. 'Cause he wasn't a moth, but a goth butterfly. The next one was based on a newspaper headline from The Sun a couple of months ago. I do not buy The Sun. This was part of a writing exercise in the poetry workshop. I will never buy The Sun, let's make that perfectly clear. But the headline was, "They shrunk our battleships." This is it. The Chiefs of Defence shrunk our battleships, and we can't fit everything in. I spoke to the bloke with the shoulder pips, and he said the budget is thin. We've no room to hang up our trousers now. Our coats are all stacked in a pile. There's 10 in a bed on the starboard bow, and we have to walk single file. There's no room for food now, or even a drink. This life at sea's no longer fun. We're so overloaded, we'll likely sink. But we've still got room for the guns. When my time is up and I breathe my last breath, how will I be notified that this has been my death? Will I get a formal letter to advise of my demise? Or an auto-dialed message from an outsourcing franchise? A fax to remind me my return is overdue? A telegram or email spam to say, he's come for you? A musical greetings card with a microchip death toll? Or a text to say, grr, 8 news, you died today, lol. And since there's not going to be another word jazz before Christmas, I'll do this one to finish off with. This is the Frugal Feast. Come for your no-frills, extra value Christmas dinner. Turkey Twizzlers, all the trimmings, though the trimmings are much trimmer. And alas this year, since our budget is much leaner, instead of mulled wine, we'll be having mulled Ribena. We'll have no Christmas crackers, they were hugely overpriced. So we'll snap a few cream crackers, it should be just as nice. And if you bring an old newspaper, you can make a party hat. Oh, and please bring your own cutlery and plate and table mat. We'll dine on stolen cake, get drunk on homebrewed beer, and raise a glass to a cheap and cheerful Christmas and New Year.